All right, we are live, coming at you live from various locations. It's 4 mature collectors. Now, here's the deal. It's going to be 3 mature collectors because Scott Stukes Collectibles, he had a family emergency, so our thoughts and prayers are with him, so he won't be on the live stream tonight. But the rest of us, the other 3 are, we're gonna kind of we're going to keep it moving, keep it rolling. And I'm sure he'll be with us on the next one. So these mature collectors showing are forever 4's, or maybe these are some 4's that, who knows, maybe we'll trade them up, who knows. And we're showing them in this live stream. Now, here's the deal. Once we run out of 4's or 4.5's, I guess, well, then it'll be a foregone conclusion. Oh, was that bad or what? Once we run out of 4's, it's going to be a foregone conclusion. So I am Adam from the Vintage Sanctuary. Let me give my my co-hosts an opportunity to introduce themselves. So let's move over to Rocket Rick J.
All right, thank you, Adam. Hello, George, and obviously, all of our thoughts and prayers are with Scott and his wife. If you don't know, she suffered a pretty severe injury, and I know how severe it was because about probably 5 or 6 years ago, my daughter suffered the exact same injury, and she still has a bucket full of bolts in her leg, from the surgery and everything. So I know how bad that is. If you've never had anybody that suffered that kind of an injury, it's pretty frightening, to be honest.
For sure.
Welcome to our mutual entry into the contest, Fabulous 4's.
Oh yeah, thank you, Rocket Rick J. Thank you, Rick, for mentioning that. I did not. Did you want to say a little bit more about who we are doing this live stream in honor of?
No.
Okay, fair enough. It's Dan. Dan. Oh, gotcha. You're messing with me. That's great. I love it. Old Sarge Collects. He's in the chat, by the way. He has achieved a wonderful milestone of 400 subscribers. Who knows? Could be at 500 now, for all I know. And he shows some really awesome stuff. A really eclectic collection of pre-war, sometimes non-sports, as well as some modern cards. Pretty amazing. Great guy. He sent me this, phenomenal care package. And by the way, I was going to take a card out of it to show. I'm at work. It turns out we didn't have internet at home, but I'm sorry. Sorry, Dan. I didn't grab it in the hectic day. I was going to show that Oregon Allen and Ginter that you gave me that is so glorious. And just, I was going to say it must be a 4, even though it's not graded. So
I could show a card that has 4 corners.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Only sharp corners.
Yeah, might be the only thing that the word number 4, enters into the discussion.
All right, George, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I've been collecting ever since I was a kid, and had many cards when I was growing up, and then I kind of took a break in there. Basically, got married, had kids, so that kind of took a back burner. But then, kids went off to college, so I kind of basically went back into collecting again. So I've got stuff that I've had for years, and then stuff that I started picking up, the last, say, 10 years. So, and I do, baseball is probably my favorite topic, but I do a lot of, non-sports and other, shall we say, offbeat sports and that type of stuff. So, and, and I'm doing a lot more now into pre-war and going into trade cards too now, from the Victorian age, late 1800s, early 1900s. I kind of find that really neat. So
yeah, you guys, I think I can safely say this, that both of you, and Stu as well, if he were here with us, and I know he would be if he could be. But you guys definitely collect, you know, according to your own style, and you're not necessarily being influenced by others, except when you see my Eddie Lopat cards, then you want them.
Oh, by the way, I pulled this out in honor of Scott. It's a exhibit card of a Harmon Killebrew.
Lovely.
So Scott's huge
sweet.
exhibit cards, and Harmon Killebrew is one of his favorite people that likes to collect. He's a big Twins fan, so this is for you, Scott.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So here's our plan. We're going to go around, I think maybe starting with me, since I'm on the left of the screen, and I'll show a few cards and shout out a channel. And then we'll move to Rocket Rick J. Rick, and he'll show a card or two or three or whatever and shout out a channel. And then to George. Then I'll do a check on the comments because I cannot do two things at once. And then we'll do another round and at least 4 rounds of this so that we've shouted out 4 channels in honor of Dan's 400 subscriber accomplishment. And for those of you who are wondering about the background, I'm actually at work. They were working on the internet in my neighborhood last Thursday, or they were going to, and then they postponed it to today, and I forgot about it, and there was no internet at home. So I had to grab my 4s and 4.5s and head to work. So I'm at work. So let's take a quick look at the comments, and then we'll start our first round here. And by the way, these rounds are not a competition by any means. We're just showing our cards. We have got, I see a comment from Mangini 541 about, it went away maybe, but he was asking, are we older or, you know, we say we're mature. I said, well, we're older. Everyone else is probably more mature than me. Vintage Goats, hello everyone, a collector's dream. Old Sarge collects, awesome. And let's see, Double D, hey, my Judge Clubby. And all right, looks like that's who we've got at the moment. So let's go ahead and get started. My first shout out is going to be for G's Mikey. And you know, I love, he uses this kind of music from, I don't know if it's from the 50s or whatever, while he shows, he likes to collect a lot of sets as well. So it reminds me of Rick in that regard. And I just find his channel to be so nostalgic. He also gets a lot of, you know, budget type cards. He's just an old school collector, and I just love the guy. And I happened to win a contest of his recently, and I opened the package, but I didn't look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess I should biggie size myself here. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and show my winnings. This is, so thank you, Geez Mikey. It's the Christmas rack pack here. And this one has got, it's got Mike Schmidt on the front. That's right. I asked for Mike Schmidt, the home run leaders, Mike Schmidt on the front, aka Chuck Norris, and then on the back, pretty cool. Season's greetings. So my plan is to hang on to this and not open it. You guys could probably tell me more about these. I think they were repackaged, but still pretty darn cool. And these are, I believe, 1977, a 1977 Christmas rack pack. And then in honor of G's Mikey, I know he loves 51 tops, and he has both the maze, where Clubby's on that, as well as the mantle, which is crazy. You know, he got one in a low grade, but oh, is it glorious. So I know he's a big lover of 52 tops. So I'm going to show my 52 tops that are either in a 4 or a 4.5. We've got Lopat Blackback in a 4.5. And then we've got Lopat Redback in a 4. And then we've got Bauer in a 4. What it lacks in centering, it makes up for in every other conceivable way. And we've got Gene Woodling in a 4. This thing is absolutely glorious. And we've got, there's a lot of Yankees here. We've got Jerry Coleman in a 4. And we've got Allie Reynolds. And I tell you what, this thing in a 4, this is a forever 4. I mean, it is sharp, clean, centered. It has everything you'd ever want in a card. And then also this one, amazing clarity and color. I mean, just amazing. Adobe in a 4. So I know that's quite a few showings there, but I know that G's Mikey, he loves 52 tops, and he's got quite quite a set he's working on. So that's all in honor of G's Mikey. And I thank him for that rack pack as well.
Well, that's a good one to start off with, Adam, because I'm a big fan of G's Mikey, and we've talked about our 51 or 52 tops collections, and I think we're maybe in about the same roughly in terms of how many of the 407 cards we've accumulated, not including variations, but must be pretty close to that. So, yeah. But he has one of the big ones that I don't have. So I told him I'm very jealous of that.
Sweet. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I think I know which big one you're talking about, too.
Hint, it's a Yankee.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me show a card, and this is a 1954 Red Heart Warren Spahn in a BVG4. So
Oh.
I'm going to try to get the glare off of that. The color on this card is just brilliant. It's such a great card, and he was such a great player. So I'm really happy to have this one.
Yeah, we're clubbies on that one, but mine didn't make the grade.
All right. And then I want to shout out, this is a guy that I met in Strongsville, and he has a really great collecting style. He likes to go after cards that he really likes, not necessarily expensive cards, but every card means something to him, that's for sure. And that's Brian at Hodges 1455. And I know that a lot of the numerical extensions on channels don't mean anything, but this is not one of those. His if you haven't figured it out yet, Gil Hodges wore uniform number 14, and of course he was one of the instrumental Dodgers involved in the 1955 World Championship team. So that's where the 1455 comes from. Brian's he's a great collector, and he's on YouTube all the time, commenting on everyone else's channel, and he just really is a great guy. So I'll stop there and pass the baton to George.
Oh, okay. Hey, what can I say? First of all, I want to congratulate Dan at Old Sarge. I mean, that 400 subscriber mark, that's just, you're on your way to 1,000. I mean, you've got a great channel, Dan. Props to you. I mean, really, really, really good stuff you got. And secondly, before I forget, since you had to show your Eddie Lopez, this is not a 4. I'm sorry. And actually, I pulled this out because I first thought it was a 4, then I realized, oh no, it was the old style 40.
Oh,
So
right.
really yeah.
Looks like a 5 though to me. So
The reason I got it is because the picture looked really nice and clean and sharp. It was a little off center, but I was like, it was just. So I really like this card.
It's disqualified for 2 reasons, George. 1, it's a 3, but 2, it looks like a 5.
But anyway, I was going to pull that out for you, but I really thought it was a 4. But anyway, the channel I want to shout out is John at 3D80s Kid. He started out probably about the same time I did, about a year and a half ago on YouTube, and he's just he's got a great collecting style, and he makes wonderful content, and he's part of that 4 Collectors now. But he just he's really fun to watch, and he's one of my go-to channels. So and John, he's big into collecting Willie Mays cards. So I've got this Willie Mays 1967 in a 4. This is in honor of you, John at 3D80s Kid. But I also have this other card that kind of reminds me of John. This is Emperor Hirohito card, and yeah, John is collecting all the World War II leaders. It's kind of like a little side subset, and you know, John actually has this card, but do you know the funny thing is, my card is graded higher than his. You know, and you know, Theo at Clemente Collect said that, you know, we probably should just, you know, tell John that we got some cards that are higher than his. So, John, we're buds in the Hirohito card, but sorry to say, but mine is a glorious 4.5. So, anyway, no, John's a great guy, and please check out his channel. I mean, he's just, yeah, he makes really interesting content, and the way he edits his videos, it's really great. So check out John at 3D80s, kids. Anyway, back to you, Adam.
Yeah. Let me just say I'm blessed because John is a local collecting buddy, you know, and I won't steal his thunder, but he just picked up a card. Well, it's going to be in the mail in a few days or whatever. And I'm like, oh man, I really want that one. So on a text string I'm a part of, I'm like, you know, hey, I'll be over within an hour with cash. You just let me know if you're ready to sell that. You know, eBay can't do that. They're not going to get to your house in less than an hour with cash. I think I need to sweeten the pot and say, hey, John, I'll be to your house within a half hour with cash. So you just say the word. Let's do a quick run through the comments here and see what's going on. So in the comments, people are actually saying hello to one another. So, you know, hey, they could start some sort of a coup or something. But that's cool. Double D, he's listening and working. Sweet. Yeah, it's a little bit earlier for him in Hawaii. So, and that guy's a worker. Old Sarge says, no worries, Adam. Yeah, you know, I was going to bring this. Old Sarge, Dan gave me a few wonderful cards and a care package, and I was going to bring that Oregon Allen and Ginter really sweet card. But yeah, in the craziness of today, it didn't happen. And let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Keegan, that's Vintage Goats. That's the one name I needed to learn from the last live stream. So we've basically got people here. Let's see. That's the goal, isn't it? Geez Mikey, Collector's Dream. Orlando says, geez Mikey is an old style disc jockey at parties. That's a good point. In fact, one time when I was cleaning the master bathroom, that's my responsibility. A couple of different times, 2 or 3 times when I was cleaning the master bathroom, I listened to his DJ work. And yeah, I love Mikey's channel. Vintage Goats pointing that out. A Collector's Dream. Rick was my roommate. George and I are from South Florida. Been to shows together. Sweet. Let's see. Old Sarge prefers the red backs to the black backs. I do too, actually. Let's see. Continuing on. People talking to each other. And let's see here. Sammy Thunder. Sweet. I just noticed the title of this live stream. This must mean that the 4 Collectors channel are immature. I don't deny it. Yeah, finally 4 mature collectors. If Scott was here, that would even raise the level of maturity. Not based on age, but he's a pretty mature guy, I think. He's very even keel. We've got people saying hello to one another. Let's see. What's this? Vintage Goats. John let a 12-year-old beat him on a card from a guy I don't even collect. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait. Adam is one of the more wholesome collectors in the hobby. Thank you, Sammy Thunder. Warren D in Cleveland. Keegan, good job. Good job out of you. I'm still working on it. Going to take a shot tomorrow. I think I missed the other side of that. Mookie's here. All right. Well, let's continue on then with round 2. So I'm going to have my next shout out be Doug, Video Guy 316. I tell you, he put out sometime around Christmas, he put out a video where his family had gotten him this card for Christmas that was a pretty epic card. And he kind of had to film around the house because he had to like look for clues and it would lead him to a new location. He'd find a new clue. And he eventually got to the card. I tell you, I really like that video. So if any of you are interested, you might chase that down. Links are below. That's for Doug, Video Guy 316. And I know he's a big Eddie Lopat fan. So I'm going to show my Eddie Lopat cards. Not all of them. Oh, but the ones that are 4 or 4.5, which means I'm going to do show a couple that I just showed. And by the way, I should be fired because I forgot to biggie size you guys. There was a biggie size comment. Let's see if I can get it right for round 2. I only biggie sized myself, so I'm going to have to do better. All right, so Doug, Video Guide 316. Well, here it comes again, Eddie Lopat, but you can never have too many Lopats. You can never show them too often. That's the black back. And back to the red back. The black back was a BVG 4.5. The red back is a PSA 4. And now this was given to me by 11 of my hobby friends. John 3D80's Kid is the one that orchestrated this. They all pitched in a little bit and got me the glorious Eddie Lopat rookie card in a 4. And this card is so sharp and clean and so nice. 49 Bowman. And then, you know what's crazy? I saw another one, also a 4. This one's not quite as sharp, but very well centered. And I'm like, I can't let that go cheap. So I bid and won this as well. So I've got 2 Lopat rookie cards. I did give a tiny bit of thought to giving one of them away, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just love that. And then this is a gift from Matt and Tyrus, The Card Story. What a gift. This is the 51 Bowman in a 4. Yeah, 4. 51 Bowman. It's got such great registration, which you don't always see for sure on these early Bowman cards. So those are some cards in honor of Doug, Video Guide 316. Now I'm going to get it right this time, hopefully, and biggie size Rick.
Well, Rick's already big sized, so. And I'm also a little schizophrenic, as you can tell by my T-shirt and my hat really don't match. Those of you from New England know what Southie is. Okay, well, the next card that I'm going to show is a 1956 Topps card, SGC4, and it's Larry Doby. So I'm going to show this one horizontally because that's hard. So that's about as close as I can get without the glare. And the backside looks just as sharp as the front. So get as close as I can on that too. All right. So I do want to shout out a guy who has really has a collection, and I met him, had the pleasure to meet him in person at Strongsville, and it is Doug at JoeWoodCollector. So he has a really nice collection of pre-war cards, and I probably don't need to tell you who he emphasizes as a player to collect. It's kind of in the name. So I do want to encourage everybody who's on this, if you're not already a follower of a subscriber of Doug, you really want to do yourself a favor and check him out. Let's see. I have some other cards, and since my eyesight is not very good, even when I'm wearing glasses, so sometimes 4s look like 6s and 7s and 8s and 9s, and they all kind of run together. It's not one. It's sort of hard to tell. So I just got this as a kind of a follow-up to a conversation that I had with another collector whose channel I'm not really going to shout out. He hasn't made any content yet, but I'll tell you who it is. It's James Gillum. Channel, but doesn't have any content on it. So if you know James, he is at James Gillum 1294, and don't be afraid to send him a message encouraging him. Put a few videos on the channel. We don't care what he looks like. He can't look any worse than I do. So
I met him in person. He looks great. And by the way, I put his channel link down below.
so that's maybe that'll be just the boost that he needs. So that's my card that I got from James Gillum. One of them. So I'll turn it over to you, George.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm up. The channel I want to recognize right now is Peter B. Peter B. He's a guy from the New England area near Boston. Big, huge Red Sox fan, but he's also got this amazing collection of cards that are tobacco cards, early 1900s. And he does this show called Tobacco Card Tuesdays. And he'll show like stuff that's just like crazy that you just never see. And he puts on really good content. So check out Peter B when you get a chance. And in honor of Peter B, I don't have many tobacco cards that actually grade up to a 4. I do have this one. It's Imperial Tobacco 1912 card. And it's of Lewis King Brockett. And this was a minor league set. It was a tobacco card set, obviously. And King Brockett he basically had a cup of coffee in the majors, but he had an interesting life, and he basically ran a barnstorming league after he retired. Anyway, a tobacco card to honor Peter B of Lewis King Brockett, and like I said, this 1912 Imperial Tobacco card. This is a Canadian issue too, but it's the type of thing that Peter would collect. Also in honor of Peter, he did this really nice video once on Jack Lucky Lorky, and this is a you really got to check it out. I mean, this man, basically survived death many times in World War II, and basically missed being on a bus for a tragic bus accident. And it's just that this man was basically always dodging death. He played a couple years in the majors. This is a minor league card of his. This is a Pacific Coast League card. 1956 Gills Drive-In card, and it's also in a 4. And these are kind of hard to find. They're basically something that was just in Seattle. So there's Lucky Lorky in PSA 4, and like I said, Peter is also a big Red Sox fan, and in honor of Peter, I've got this Ted Williams card. Peter's actually got a neat story that from when he actually met Ted Williams once. So that was on one of his episodes. So in honor of Peter and the Red Sox, here's a Ted Williams card. And you know the funny thing about this Ted Williams card? Do you know it's graded a 4? And do you know that going back to John at 3D80's Kid, his Ted Williams card, I believe, is only a 2.5. So I just throwing it out there. But I don't want to talk about John 3D80's Kid. We're talking about Peter B right now. So Peter, this PSA 4 Ted Williams goes out to you. So thank you much, guys. Back to you, Adam.
Yeah, way to pull out a card there, George, that's in a 60% higher grade than the one that John has. All right, let's see if I can do a less than or equal to mediocre job of going through some of the comments. So I'm just going to kind of point out some of the people that are here. We had Vintage Goat. We have Vintage Goats. We've got Warren D in Cleveland. We've got Sammy Thunder. We've got a Collector's Dream. We've got G's Mikey. We've got, hey, Mikey, I opened your rack and shouted you out. Thank you so much. We've got Vintage Goats. I believe that's Keegan. And of course, the Collector's Dream. And geez, Mikey, a collector's dream. Warren and D in Cleveland. Great low pad, Adam. Thank you so much. And then Mookie Chilson. Adam got low pad. And let's see. Oh, yeah. A collector's dream points out Mikey is married now. That's right. Fairly recently married. Vintage Goats. I hate low pad and most Yankees, but those are some great cards. Well, thank you. Oh, geez, Mikey, check this out. Laugh out loud and yes, and married now. Stay single, my friends. Ha ha. Oh, look at this. Orlando. Rick is definitely Biggie size. Let's see. Warren D in Cleveland. Geez, Mikey, don't sell yourself short. Laugh out loud. All in this together. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Vintage Goats. Keegan. Rick just has big bones. That's what it is. It's muscle. It's muscle. Old Sarge collects. Dan Dobie looks ticked off in that card. That's your 56, I believe. Oh, Mangini, John, I had something totally different in mind when I saw Mature. Well, sorry, man. We're leaving our clothes on, and I think everyone's going to be happy about that. we got a collector's dream. Vintage Goats, Warren D, Old Sarge. Let's see. We got Vintage Goats. It's the same for me, Rick. I don't wear or need glasses, but some 4's look great. Looks like oh, good. Rick is back. All right, John, you've been missing it. George has been, John, 3D80s kid, George has been paying you some compliments along the way. You've missed them. And we've got Orlando. Peter B has 19th century stuff also. Sweet. Let's see. Just kind of perusing these comments. Okay, cool. Again, we've got Double D here, Double D, and we also have Criterium Racer. Sweet. I'm sitting around pulling a bunch of 4's for your VR. All right, sweet. So we're kind of up to date in the comments. That took me until, that's the 6:30 p.m. comment. So I'll try to remember that. So I'm going to go solo here. I am next shouting out. Well, before I shout out, I forgot a couple because I was looking at my PSA 4's or 4.5's. I have this SGC for, is it 4? Yeah, 4. Well, it's the old 50, which would be a 4. And Eddie Lopat, this was only $19, and it's so sharp. Steal of a deal, so sharp front and back. And so this is in honor of Doug, Video Guy 316. I showed my Lopats, but forgot to show that one. And then in honor of Geez Mikey, I showed my 52 Topps cards that were graded 4 or 4.5, but I missed this SGC4 Yogi. This is a really, really nice card. I mean, it is just super sweet for a 4. If I do say so myself, and now those were ones I just forgot about. Now I am now shouting out Dave, Legends of the Dugout. I love the guy. Sometimes we chat on the phone and have some great conversations. You know, his collecting, he's kind of moving toward pre-war, but he collects quite a few things. So I thought, you know, what the heck? I'm going to show some red hearts with a red background because I love them. And I'm pretty sure Dave, Legends of the Dugout, will love them too. So we've got the Gil McDougald in a 4. And this is a forever 4. So sharp and clean. We've got the Bob Lemon. It's a forever 4 as well. So sharp and clean and just incredible. I mean, this Richie Ashburn is not only sharp and clean, but the centering is, you know, off the charts. The back centering is really nice too. So it's like, what the heck is going on? So I got the forever 4, and we got the Ralph Kiner, and another forever 4. These are all really nice cards. You know what's coming next? My one SGC, never shown before except maybe 72 times, and this is the Gem Mint 4 Stan Musial, which this thing is just so sweet. So those are all, in my own totally humble opinion, super sweet for the grade, which in every case I believe is 4. And those are in honor of Dave, Legends of the Dugout.
Okay, Adam. Well, thanks for showing that and those cards and the shout out. That's great. I have a card that is PSA 4 to show, and that is my 1958 Topps Willie Mays. So, get him on the camera there, and it's one of the cards smiling. So sometimes Willie's not smiling. So this is a smiling card. You've seen Adam's video about on smiling players. Willie has a great smile. So that's Willie, PSA 4. I'm going to show a card of one of his teammates that's also in a PSA 4, and it is a 1964 Topps stand-up of Juan Marichal. So that's the San Francisco Giants are the theme of these cards. And as far as a channel to shout out, this was another card collector that I met in Strongsville. There were so many collectors there, and I just picked 4 of them. But there were lots of other guys there too. This is a shout out for Stephen Rip Fan 8. He also is sometimes known as Stephen with a PH. So Stephen is from way up north in the land of ice and snow. Well, sometimes anyway. So if you know Stephen and you're a follower of his channel, that's great. And if you're not, do yourself a favor. He has some great videos and he's got great content and great collection. So that's Stephen Rip Fan 8. And let's see. Yeah, that's. I think that'll probably do it for me. So Adam or George, I'll kick it back to you.
All right. The next channel I just like to shout out is Picker Jim S. And Picker Jim, he's got a great channel, and I tell you what, the man comments on just about everybody's videos, and he watches a lot of content and he makes great content, and he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in the hobby. And I went to Boston in October, and I had the pleasure of meeting Picker Jim, and just he's a genuinely nice man. It just he just check out his channel, Picker Jim S. I mean, he's just like I said, great content, great hobby content, and a really nice human being. And in honor of him, and really don't know if this was really more intended for him or for Peter B. But here's a Bobby Orr card and a PSA 4. And like I said, they're both Picker Jim S. and Peter B. are both from the Boston area. And, Bobby Orr is a legend up in Boston. So here's a PSA 4 of Bobby Orr. I know that Jim is a big Carl Yastrzemski fan. So here's a nice card of 63 Fleer of Carl Yastrzemski. And, I really like these 1963 Fleers. I think this is a very underrated set. And it's a really neat set. And it doesn't have everybody in it, but the cards are really pretty good. And sometimes it's hard to find them centered. That's probably the biggest problem. But like I said, these cards are great. Anyway, like I said, this PSA 4 goes out to you, Picker Jim S. And one thing people don't realize is Jim also collects Japanese cards. And this is, I got to say it correctly, Fumo Fujimura. And this is a 1950 bromide card. And it's in the PSA 4. I got this card. I got it raw, actually. And I went ahead and had it graded. I just love this card. I mean, if you look at the intensity on the man's face when he's swinging, Fumo Fujimura, he's in the Japanese Hall of Fame. Uh, but this is just, to me, that is the intensity of baseball. I mean, you just look at his face, and it just he lays it all out there. And to me, I thought this was a great card. When I saw it, I just had to get it. I mean, this is, to me, this is a fantastic baseball pose. So, um, and one more card, and this guy really has nothing to do with Picker GMS. He's got a great channel. Check him out. You know, I've got this Hank Aaron card, this 1957 Topps. You know, I really think that John at 3D80s Kids was looking to pick up like one of these cards, but he doesn't have this card. You know, this is a classic card. This is the reverse negative card. And it's really neat the way you see the logo on the arm. I mean, this is a really nice card. You know, there's a beautiful photo of him, even though it's a reverse. It's really, really nice. And the thing is, a lot of these 57s have a lot of snowing. And when I saw this and there was like no snowing on it, I had to get it. It's really a sharp image. It's a little off centered, but you know, it's just, you don't always find 1957s that crisp and clear. And did I say it was a card that John at 3D80s Kid didn't have? But anyway, we're not talking about John. Check out Picker Jim S. He's got a great channel. And back to you, Adam.
All right. All right. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, George. And while you guys were showing and shouting out, I tried to go ahead and show a number of the comments that had came in. So I thought, well, we'll try it that way. Let's see. 3D80s Kid, he said, great one, George. So he likes your Aaron there, that reverse negative. And Matt, the card story, beautiful Aaron. Yes, indeed. Obviously, he's a big Hank Aaron super collector, I'll say. So yeah, let's move on to round. I believe we're at round 4 now. So my fourth shout out is Brian, the high pop professor. Started relatively recently making content. He's actually Iconic Al from Iconic Baseball, who did that epic top 100 countdown. He's actually Alan's brother. And he's been a watcher of YouTube and a commenter for quite some time, but finally started making content. He collects like 90s refractors and Greg Maddux and a lot of Greg Maddux refractors and shiny cards. In fact, he's gifted some to me. And if I had, you know, thought I had this chaotic day, no internet at home, yada, yada. So I'm at work now. So I neglected to bring something that he's given me, but in honor of him, I'm going to show some cards. And the only cards I have in 4's are vintage cards. So this is just kind of a bunch of vintage cards I wanted to show that I know that Brian would appreciate. First of all, my only playing days, Jackie, the 56 Topps. And this thing is just amazing. It's centered. It's got fuzzy cut on all 4 sides. It's got the PWCC Superior, but the only thing I can see, you know, quote unquote, wrong with this is the fuzzy cut on all 4 sides. I guess that makes it a 4, but to me, it makes it an 11. I mean, it's just an amazing card. And then how about this duo? I love combo cards, and I know Double D does, and others do as well. In a 4, of course, we're talking 4's here, the World Series batting foes. Absolutely love that card. And also in a 4, we've got the Mick and Willie Mays Managers Dream in a 4. Really nice card. And just showing a bunch of 4's I really wanted to show. 49 Bowman Yogi Berra in a 4, SGC. And finally, one of my favorite players, the Big Cat Johnny Mize, his 49 Leaf in a 4. This card to me is just larger than life. I absolutely love it. It's got nice, rich black ink on the back as well, which I actually think that's pretty cool too. Maybe I'm the only one that cares about that. I don't know. But anyway, there it is, shouting out Brian, the high pop professor, even though I'm not sure, I'm not sure how much vintage he has. But then again, I'm sure he has a lot of cards that he has, not yet shown on his channel. So back to you, Rick.
Okay, Adam. Just wanted to make sure you were finished. You kind of lost stupor.
Sorry about that.
Well, I'm more mature than those guys, so whatever that means. All right. Well, I've got 3 cards here, and if you follow and watch my channel, I've shown these 3 cards before in SGC reveal. I had a bunch of, quite a few Frank Robinson cards that were duplicates in my collection. And these 3 came back 4 or 4.5. And one of them is this stunning 1959 Topps Frank Robinson in a 4. And it is fairly well centered, sharp corners. The black is just a rich, dark black. Frank Robinson has always been one of my favorite players, although I never really liked the Reds, and I never liked them at all after they traded him to the Orioles, but the Orioles were glad about that. Anyway, this is Frank's 59 Topps card. And the second card that I'm going to show you is the 1961 Frank Robinson All-Star in an SC4. And that's a pretty sharp looking card as well. I really like these Sporting News All-Star cards. I think this may be one of their best subsets in the All-Star series. So there's Frank Robinson as a Red in 1961. And some of you may know that that's the year in which he won his first MVP award. And here's the card that represents his second MVP award, the 1966 Topps in a SGC 4.5. Now, I don't think this is one of Frank's better looking cards. If I had to pick the best looking Frank Robinson, I think that's the 59 Topps. So, but this is a card of a guy who won the Triple Crown and the MVP, and they've got him with no hat and a Reds uniform on, even though he did all of those things as a member of the Baltimore Orioles. So those are my Frank Robinson 4s, and I'd like to give a shout out to a guy that's on the chat. He's already commented a few times, and that's my good friend Warren D. in Cleveland. So if you're not, if you haven't subscribed to this guy's channel, you really need to get on the stick and let a guy who can show you how it's supposed to be done. He's a terrific collector, really super nice guy, and he was also Strongsville, since he's from the Cleveland area. It wasn't a long trip for him, but I really enjoyed talking to him. He's another great guy. So Warren D. in Cleveland, that's the guy to check out. So with that, George, it's over to you.
Okie dokie. Hey, before I forget, I pulled this card out in honor of you, Rick. It's not graded, but it's a 1948 Tommy. And I know you're a big fan of Tommy Henrik.
I am.
Yeah. I love the fact that on the back they call it the clutch.
Yeah.
That's his nickname. And he hit the very first walk-off home run in World Series history. So, but anyway, that was for you. But the channel I'm shouting out now is Collector Not Hoarder. There's a guy named Tom, and he does a lot of stuff that kind of I get into, which is a lot of non-sports stuff and a lot of pre-war stuff. One of the cards he has is the Einstein cards, but there's 4 or 5 different backs. I don't remember, but I believe he's got all 5 of the different backs. It's kind of like T206 where they had, you know, the same front and the different back, a different cigarette company. And so here's the Albert Einstein card in the SGC4. And, you know, like I said, that's the type of stuff he collects. He also collects pre-war boxing. So, you know, for him, I, you know, pulled out this T218 Sam Langford. And it's in 4.5, but these T218s are very colorful cards. And yeah, I always think they're just perfect for any kind of pre-war collector. They show up real nice when you can find them clean. Another thing that type of thing he collects is, you know, a lot of, you know, political leaders. This is a 1935 Godfrey Phillips card of Winston Churchill, also in an SGC4. So, and like I said, he does a lot of pre-war stuff. And here's a Jesse Owens Olympic card. This is a 1936 Olympics. It's a German issue, but it's shows Jesse Owens, and this is in a 4.5. And so it's a German issue. And by the way, if you find these in out ungraded, these things are paper thin and will crinkle if you look at them funny. So it's you know, it's kind of hard to find these in any kind of decent grade. But you know, one more thing, it's not a 4, but it's the type of thing that Tom would collect. He's into boxing, he's into pre-war, and you know, this is a Playing Days Babe Ruth card. It's got Max Schmeling and Babe Ruth together, and this is the type of thing that also I think John at 3D80's Kid might be looking for, because he was looking for pre-war, Playing Days cards of Babe Ruth. So here's a Playing Days card of Babe Ruth, John. But anyway, we're shouting out Tom at Collector Not Hoarder. So we'll just go ahead and move on, and we'll pass it back to you, Adam.
All right. So while you guys were showing those glorious cards and shouting out, I went ahead and kind of tried to show pretty much most of the comments that had came in. So do you guys want to, let me go back to the 3 of us here. Do you guys want to do another round? I think we finished our 4 rounds of shout outs, but do you want to show some more cards? Are you prepared to do that? Or all right, let's do it. So out of the 4s that I have, I believe graded 4s, I think I've got like 38. 4 is a pretty common, for me anyway, 4 is kind of a sweet spot. So 4s and 4.5s, I think I have a total of 38, because to me, 4 is one of those grades where it seems like you can often get, with some patience, just a card that just has, you know, such strong eye appeal, but yet the grade is low enough so that the price can often be much more enjoyable to pay. So let me show a couple more 4s here. These are a couple of 4s of Yogi Berra that I have not shown. What the heck? I'm gonna see if I can grab my other Yogi. I think these are pretty much all my, oh wait, I've also got this one. I'm just gonna grab all the Yogis. That sounds like a good idea to me. Where did it go? Can't be too far away. It must be over here. No. Yes. Okay. All of my Yogis that are 4s. So here we go. We got, I'll go solo mode here. We got the 52 again. Of course, I showed it a little bit ago, but as you guys know, I'm not at all afraid to show cards multiple times. So we got the 52 tops, and we've got, this is from the first Topps baseball set. Some people say 52, some say 51, and this is arguably the key card in that set. The Redback Yogi in a 4. Super nice card. And, of course, he only came in the red back. You were either red back or blue back, I believe, for that set. And this one I showed, but I'm going to show it again. The 49 Bowman Yogi Berra. Such a sweet card. I do not have his 48, his Bowman rookie. However, I do Hope to pick that up at some point in the future. And then, oh, this Yogi is so glorious, so glorious. It's in a 4, and it's a little bit off center, but so sharp, so clean. Although here's the deal. I think Dylan kicked my butt. I think him and I sort of had a contest, who has the nicest. I think his is a 4 as well. His is super sharp and centered, which is just amazing. But I'm really happy with mine. So there's some Yogis, and some of them are repeats, but that's the way I like to roll.
Okay, Adam. Well, I have several cards here I'm going to show. One sort of harkens back to a channel I previously shouted out, Brian at Hodges 1455, because he's such a fan of Gil Hodges. I thought he probably was also a fan of this guy, Roy Campanella. And this is a 1957 Topps card of Campy in an SGC 4.5. And then I've got 2 cards here that add up to a 4 between the 2 of them. And the first one is this baseball, 1961 baseball scoops, new card baseball scoops. Babe Ruth hits 60th home run in an SGC 2.5. And again, this card was also courtesy of James Gillum. So I want to give him proper thoughts so that he gets credit for the origin of this card. And the other card that I wanted to show here is this 1961 baseball scoops. Robin Roberts wins 28 games in that set, and it's in a 1.5. So 1.5 and 2.5, that's a 4.
Nice.
I don't want to claim to be the expert in mathematics because, if you know Adam, he and George together probably know more about math than I'll ever know. Not even together, either one of them. So that's my 4's. And I do want to shout out one other channel, and that is Jason at Everyday Card Collectors. And again, he's another one of those Strongsville alumni, I guess it is, or maybe it's alumni. I don't know. Is there any Latin scholars out there? Maybe not. Anyway, whatever you call it, Jason was at the Strongsville show. He really has a wonderful collection too, and I would really encourage you all to subscribe to his channel if you don't already. And he's pretty active, so I think that probably most of you are subscribed to him. So anyway, that's what I have for you this round. I've got a couple more cards, Adam. So if you want to keep going around, at least one more time, I can show a couple more cards.
All right, cool. Let's see where George is at. There he is.
Gee, I'm not sure. I got this Raleigh Fingers rookie card in PSA 4. Big member of the Oakland A's, and let me give a shout out for Souvenir Programs here, because he's probably the only Oakland A's fan that I know. But he's a big Oakland A's fan, so this goes out to you. And let me see what else I got here. To all the Brooklyn Dodger fans out there, I believe Geez Mikey is a Brooklyn Dodger fan, or at least LA Dodger fan. But anyway, here's Roy Campanella in the Wheaties 4. Just, if you're looking to pick up a Campy that's plain days, that's inexpensive, this isn't a bad card to get because you can get these at a reasonable price if you can find them. You know, they were on cereal boxes, so they're not going to be that great shape. But if you find a nice one, you're probably not going to have to pay up for it. So that's, and what else do I have here? One of my favorite Joe Morgan cards actually is also in a PSA 4. I think that's such a great pose. It's a better pose than his rookie card actually. So there's Joe Morgan, and let me see, and this one it's not graded yet. I'll probably send this out to get graded. I talked to Doug at Decon Cardboard about this, and this is a Sports of Many Lands. Not sure exactly what year it is. This is a pre-war set from the UK, but it's one of the first sets you'll actually find that actually have football on it. This is American football, and it's Sports of Many Lands. And you know, I was actually able to pick this up from the UK for, you know, 10 pounds, which is what, about 14, 15 bucks. But it's a beautiful card that shows football. And it's just a nice little oddball type thing. So that's it for now. Back to you, Adam.
All right. So let's see. Okay, just some more 4s or one 4.5 that I have not shown. I'm going to go Yankee-less on this one because I tend to show a lot of Yankees. I got this at the 2022 National in a 4.5. And visually, this looks like a 10. I truly believe that. I'm not saying it's a 10, but it's got like a little, you know, one of those kind of indentations that I think occurred on the cardboard before they printed it that you can only see during a, you know, blue moon with the right lighting, which is just absurd. Other than that, seems to be perfect. So yeah, that's the 64 Topps year I was born. Hank Aaron, and then, oh man, I love this card. This is the yellow name Hank Aaron in a 4, and this thing is so sweet. I'm so stoked to have this card. I gotta, you know, I need to work on my Hank Aaron's. I just put it in this sleeve. I should burn this sleeve. Got to work on Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, but I try to get some of the bigger cards too, and I get distracted by some other things, other cards. But anyway, the 54 Topps Big Clue. This thing is so. This 4 is a forever 4. I mean, it's just ridiculously nice, ridiculously nice. Yeah, back before Tony Gwynn was using video. The Big Clue was using video. His wife helped him out by taking video. And then how about this one? The 49 Bowman Ralph Kiner, the consecutive home run king. I think I got a great buy on this. So yeah, I've got the Leaf Kiner, but it's not in a 4. I don't have the Bowman 48 Bowman Kiner, but you know, maybe that'll come someday. So that's what I've got for now.
Okay, Adam, thanks. I'm going to show these 3 cards because they kind of go together. These are also from the Baseball Scoops set. And the first 2 are related to Hank Aaron. So the first one is Braves Take the Pennant, and that's their first pennant in a while. Since 1948, so this was 1957, and it's in an SGC 7. So, and the next Hank Aaron card also, and it pains me to show this card, but I want to give props to all the Aaron fans out there, especially the card story. THA card story was pretty obviously who THA stands for, or what THA stands for. But something I didn't know is that the Braves team, as a team, without Aaron, batted pretty anemically, I would say, and I believe they're Yeah, their team batting average for the rest of the team was 209. Aaron batted 393 in this series, so he was the chief offensive threat in the 1950 57 World Series, and uh, that's that's a pretty awesome achievement, I think, in anybody's book. And the other card I want to show is going back to Willie Mays, and this is a card that commemorates his catch in the Game 1 of the 1954 World Series when he ran out almost to the wall in center field, just to the right of the cutout, and made this over the shoulder catch, running away from the diamond, and then turned around and threw the ball in to prevent the base runner from tagging up and maybe even scoring, because it was such a long way out there. So that really helped set the stage in the game where the Giants finally won that game in extra innings, and I think it took a lot of the wind out of the Indians' sails. Maybe set them on the Giants on the road to a World Series victory. So that's Willie Mays. So that completes the graded cards that I have to show. If we're going to go any further with this, because I'm not at my home where I have access to my other cards, I'm going to be showing ungraded cards, and they're nice cards, but they're not graded, so they kind of don't fit in with the theme of this program. So George, you can take us home.
Okay.
Oh, George, can I just say one other thing? I want
Sure.
to mention to you that in those 52 Wheaties cards, you showed the Campanella portrait. There's also
Yeah.
an action card.
Yeah. Yes.
And I just learned this today. You probably already knew it, but in the whole set, that's the way they come. There's a portrait, and then there's an action card.
Yes. Yeah. But it's a pretty neat little set, and like I said,
Yeah.
those cards are not that expensive. Um, it's kind of, I mean, you'll obviously they were cut out of a cereal box, so they'll be all over for condition. But those are pretty cool little cards. So I'm a big fan of them. But let me see, what am I gonna got here for you? This is one of my favorite league leader cards. This is 1967 Topps, and you see really a great pose of uh, Hank Aaron and Roberto Clemente and Dick Allen, and it's just it really is, to me. This is really sharp looking uh, card. I mean, you get to see a good facial expression from each one of those players, and to me, I really like this one. Um, it fits in the theme. It's a 4, but like I said, this is a really good league leaders card. And what else? I know I keep talking a lot about it, but the 63 Fleer to me, like I said, is a very, very nice set. And this is the Warren Spawn. Again, there's a lot of centering issues in this set, but if you can get past that, what I try to look for is I try to look to make sure it's centered on the sides, and just kind of give up on top and bottom. So but like I said, this is a really nice picture of Warren Spawn. I almost think this 63 set was better than the top 63 set. Like I said, a lot of the there's not all the big names are in this set, but it's a really nice set. And I found this a while back at a show. This is I don't even know what HG HGA grading, but I thought the card was really pretty nicely, looked pretty good. You know, this is a nice Juan Marichal card, and uh, basically I got this real cheap. So I mean, I was willing to take the HGA. You know, I would crack it out of here, but it's not even worth it. But it's just a beautiful pose of Juan Marichal. He's one of the more forgotten pitchers of the era, just because he had to. I mean, you know, you had Bob Gibson and Sandy Koufax, and you know, people just tend to forget about Marichal, who's, you know, probably one of the, you know, best pitchers of the '60s, if not of all time. He's just a wonderful pitcher. And the last card, and this isn't a 4. I thought it was a 4 at first. Again, I'm obviously getting old here. I saw the old SGC 40, and this is a boxing card of Gene Tunney, and this is the Frojo ice cream card, and it's a nice that. But I have a question. I don't know if anybody can help me with this. It mentions at the top here it's from the Hull collection, and I have no idea what that is. I'm sure he must have been a prominent collector to have that in there. But anyway, it was just a really nice little boxing card, you know. So anyway, I guess that's it for me right now. So back to you, Adam.
Well, I tell you what, I feel like we have been showing some epic cards, a nice variety, this glorious foreordained live stream of 4 mature collectors, although unfortunately and understandably, Scott could not be with us. I tell you what, though, this, you know, live stream is not a foregone conclusion until the 4s are gone. So I'm going to show a few more 4s. And this will almost be all my 4s. They're all so disorganized now. There's probably a couple I missed, but I just wanted to show some more 4s in no particular order. We have the 69 Topps Hank Aaron, Double D approved. This thing is centered and sweet. It's a forever 4. Really, really nice card. You know, the back is nice as well. So we've got the Hank Aaron there. And how about, I love the green tint with the wood grain. Maybe some people don't. I can understand it because it sort of looks like, well, puke and poop with the green and the brown. But you know what? I absolutely love it. So this is a wonderful 4. It's got some corner wear too, but I still love it. Now that I have it, I probably will not upgrade it. And this card is so centered, so sharp, so clean for a 4. I would like to get more of these, the 60 All-Star set, because I think, you know, it's such, I love it. I love it. It's like Space Age from 1960. That big 6-0. Of course, I'm 6-0 right now. So, you know, I should pick up a couple more of these. I love the back of it, too. And this card is just insanely nice for a 4. Insanely nice. Gem Mint 4. Whitey Ford. His first Topps card must be a rookie. It is so sharp, so clean. A card I picked up recently, other than a minor technical difficulty, this would be a 10.5 for sure. The 52 Bowman, Larry Doby. This might be my favorite set ever for vintage art, the 52 Bowman. I love the 51 Bowman as well, which is pretty similar, but the 52 Bowman has got the cursive there. I think I like it a little bit better as opposed to the block name. Now, the back of the 51s have some red, which I would prefer, but, you know, deferring to the front, I think 52 Bowman might be my favorite as far as, you know, as far as a mainstream set. And then how about this? Vic Raschi. Vic Raschi. Again, we're talking 4s here. That's all I brought to work with me after I went home and discovered we still didn't have internet because they're working on it. Oh, these cards I love, absolutely love these 51 Bowmans. So there's a bunch of 4s. I think they're all 4s. Oh, wait, the Bowman, the Dobie. The Dobie was a 4.5. Everything else was a 4. So there you have it.
Wow. That just covers the waterfront, Adam.
Well, we have been at it. I'm thinking maybe about an hour and 15 minutes. So what do you say we maybe check out a few comments and wrap this up. How does that sound, guys?
That sounds perfect.
Sounds great.
All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got Chris from Missouri. Thanks for showing up, Chris. Now that you're here, we're going to have to shut this thing down. We're getting ready to shut it down, but you can always go back if you want and hear all the wonderful things that were said about you. Now, here's the deal. Nobody said any wonderful things about you, but here's the good news. Nobody said any bad things about you either. So, but actually, I think you're a fantastic guy, and we all know you're a fantastic guy. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at this. Vintage Goats. Keegan says, hey, Chris, thanks for the package. So, yeah, awesome, Chris. Way to go. And Vintage Goats says, great Aaron. Probably all the Aarons. Look at this. Peter B., may the 4's be with you. Amen. And we've got Sensei Domino 15. Marischal did hit John Roseborough over the head with his bat. Let's see. We've got Orlando. No green tint for me. Okay, he's not into the green tint. Well, that's good because then I don't have to compete with Orlando. No, that's good. Variety. That's great. We all have our, we all have the things we love and gravitate toward. Vintage Goats. My grandfather went to a Braves game in 1967. He saw Aaron and Roseborough hit a home run. That is so cool. Orlando, the 60s All-Star set is great. I agree. And Old Sarge Collects Dan. I think the artwork on the 52 Bowman set is slightly better. Yeah, I think so too, compared to the 51 from, at least from my investigation. Happy haircut, Rick. Okay, Chris from Missouri. And let's see.
Another good look at it. They say haircut and a bad haircut is 2 weeks.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I've had some bad ones. Let's see. Rick has a Old Sarge Collects. Rick has a really nice 52 Bowman set.
Thank you.
Indeed. Hit the like button, everyone. Oh, look at this. I forbid you from ending this show. Go on forever. Forbid forever. Nicely done, John. Great show, guys. Sensei Domino 15. Fantastic card showcase. The battery, Carlisle, is it Rude? Rod? Well, joining late. Sorry, is the foreplay over? Yeah, we're getting ready to shut it down, Carlisle, but thanks for showing up. The Card Closet, Tony, what's up? That just about wraps up our comments. That wraps up our program for tonight. It is now a foregone conclusion. Thank you, everyone, for showing up, for your awesome comments. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, George, for showing so many sweet cards. And maybe we could each grab a card to kind of show. Oh, well done, Rick. Nice effect. Maybe we could kind of grab a card to show as we end the stream. So is everyone ready? Get your card ready if you want. You got one, Rick? You want to kind of show a card coming in as we end this stream?
Well, I've already put them away.
Okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, John, sorry for ribbing you during this whole video. So.
Oh, John can take it. He's a good guy. All right, everybody.
By the way, John, that's a 4, by the way, just so you know.
This live stream is a foregone conclusion.